All right, welcome back. Next steps emerging off Capitol Hill right now for that imperiled Republican big, beautiful bill, which was blocked by Republican hardliners in a key committee earlier today. Members of the House Budget Committee now set to reconvene Sunday night at 10 p.m. after what's likely to be a busy weekend of negotiations. Sounds like a lot of fun, 10 p.m. on Sunday night for a Budget Committee hearing. Joining us now to discuss, Republican Senator of Louisiana, John Kennedy. He serves on the Appropriations, Banking, Budget, and Judiciary Committees. Senator, always great to have you here in the arena. Thanks so much for coming on today. I spoke to Kevin Hassett earlier this hour, and he actually couldn't contain his own laughter when I asked him about what was going on in the House Budget Committee with these hardliners. What exactly are they accomplishing by doing this?
Well, look, I see what you see, what the American people see. I would describe it as, I don't know, modestly Kafkaesque. You have to remember that when you're dealing with really important issues like the House is dealing with, members of Congress tend to not be like most teenagers. They're all over 40. In over 300,000 years of human history, nobody's ever calmed down when they're told to calm down. So I'm not going to tell my House friends to calm down, but I would tell them to gently, number one, take their meds, and number two, keep their eye on the ultimate objective. The ultimate objective here is, yes, to reduce spending, and I can come back to that, but number one is to extend the tax cuts. If we do not extend the tax cuts, on December 31st of this year, there will be a $4.3 trillion increase on the American people. Hundreds of thousands of people will be thrown out of work. A lot of those will end up living in a refrigerator box behind Outback. We can avoid that by extending the tax cuts. And that's the main objective. The second objective is reducing spending. That will lower prices. It'll lower interest rates. I'm asked all the time, Casey, how much spending do you want to reduce? I want to reduce as much spending as we can until we run out of votes. But everybody's not going to walk away from this happy. You can't let the perfect be the enemy of the good, and we'll never get it resolved until Trump weighs in.
Well, it certainly sounds like Mr. Hassett believes that President Trump will be weighing in and that the budget hardliners may have a different song to sing on Sunday. And I do appreciate your parenting and marital advice about telling people to calm down. Let me change gears briefly, because we had some news on immigration here at the beginning of the show. The Supreme Court weighed in and said that the president cannot use the Alien Enemies Act to deport people until more decisions are made by lower courts. Do you think that's the right call?
Well, actually, I haven't read the whole opinion, but I've read the news excerpts. I think what the Supreme Court did was just extend its hold, if you will. I don't think they've reached the merits yet. It's an interesting case. The statute is old, passed in 1798. It basically says a president can deport migrants without due process if the country's being invaded by another nation. And President Trump says, well, these MS-13 guys have the support of Maduro in Venezuela. I think the case is going to turn on the facts, but I don't think the Supreme Court has ultimately ruled yet. They have extended the hold, though. That's what I've read.
Fair enough. One other topic of conversation today is, of course, that tweet from the former FBI director, James Comey, now deleted, showing the numbers 86-47 in the sand. Do you think that was an appropriate thing for James Comey to put on social media?
No. Look, you can only be young once, but you can always be immature. I know Mr. Comey pretty well. He's been on a lot of Senate committees. He's very self-assured. As Lyndon Johnson used to say, he can strut sitting down. He's got a chip on his shoulder. In fact, the chip on his shoulder has a chip on its shoulder. He, as an FBI director, he interfered not just in one presidential campaign, he interfered in two. He tried to screw both Trump and Hillary Clinton. People have forgotten that what he tried to do to Secretary Clinton.
I covered that.
Yeah, I mean, a good argument can be made he cost her the election. I don't have a lot of sympathy for him. I'm not saying, I don't know what his intent was, but it was bone deep down to the marrow stupid, and I don't feel sorry for him.
Do you think he was calling for violence against President Trump? As the great master of a pithy phrase, most people who use this term seem to come out of the restaurant industry and insist that that's not something that is a statement of violence. What is your view?
I have no idea. I don't know what was in the guy's head or in his heart. Comey's a little bit neurotic, and he loves attention. I mean, he loves attention. And I just don't know. Maybe he was trying to get attention. If he was trying to do it, he succeeded. He's got the attention of a whole bunch of FBI agents. So we'll see. So I honestly don't know what the guy was thinking. He probably actually wasn't thinking.
All right, Senator John Kennedy, always grateful to have your perspective, sir. Thanks so much for being here. Hope to see you soon.
Thanks, Casey.